Okay, so we won't be able to move on in chapter 5 to complete these problems unless we talk about what the calculator commands are for this particular situation. So let's say you're given, right, a normal model where the mean is mu and the standard deviation is sigma. So this is population data, right? And it looks something like this picture here. Okay, so what we want to know, let's say, there's two things, that we can determine. Let's just put it that way. So we've got two calculator commands. The first one, I'm going to kind of put it in like, what are we given and what are we asked for? Okay, so what we're given, we are given a lower bound and an upper bound, and we're asked for a percentage of data. Okay, so we're given a lower bound and an upper bound, and we're asked for a percentage of data. So, example, what percent of scores fall below 80% or something like that, right? So fall below 80. I don't like the double percentages to confuse the hell out of you, okay? So we're given an upper and a lower, what percent of the scores fall between, let's say we're given a lower bound and upper bound, 50 and 80, right? So how many people score between 50 and 80 on some particular quiz or whatever? So we give a lower bound and an upper bound, and the calculator would spit out a percentage of people or subjects that fall between those particular bounds. So the way that we would do that is we would go to our calculator and we would use what's referred to as the cumulative distribution function, so the CDF, cumulative distribution function. And what this does is it literally takes your lower bound and your upper bound. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that, guys. Sorry. It literally takes your lower bound and your upper bound, and it puts them in the picture, finds the shaded region between them, and spits it out as a percentage. But the trick is you have to tell your calculator what the mean and standard deviation are. So this would be lower bound, upper bound, mean, and standard deviation. And out would come a percent as a decimal, just like everything else in this class comes out. So whatever we do, we'd multiply that answer by 100 to get the percentage. Okay, so second operation, we're literally going to reverse it. So in this time, we are given the percentage and asked for a lower bound, upper bound, or both. Okay? So in this particular function, it literally does the exact opposite, and in a function in math that does the opposite operation, we refer to that as the inverse. So this is called the inverse norm, and it takes the percent to the left, we'll talk about this in class, the mean, and the standard deviation. So this is always on left, and it's also as a decimal because it comes out as a decimal, so it has to go back into the function as a decimal. And then again, this is our mean, and this is our standard deviation. And out of this, we get a value, a data value. So it has units. Okay, so don't forget to include units on whatever answer you get out of your inverse norm equation. All right, that's just a quick video to talk about these calculator commands. I'm going to write down where you would find them in your calculator. on your TI 83 or TI 84. So these are found under second, and then the vars menu, which stands for variables. So you'd hit second, vars, and it goes to the distribution menu, and these should be like numbers 2 and 3. Okay, so this is where you'd find them. This is very important. You cannot do the work in this chapter without these calculator commands. So I really want to make sure you guys understand these, or at least know where to find them. You don't even have to understand them, but know where to find them and which one maybe does what before class. And we'll work on them together in class. All right, keep working hard.